Okay, this video you're about to watch is mostly about me making a tool, a brazed carbide cutting tool for the Wohlhaupter UK4 rotary head. And so you don't have to watch the whole video to see it work. I'll show it work right off, okay? Then stay tuned for the rest of the video on how to make the tools, okay? If you so choose. Here we go. So I'm going to start cutting that outer surface there. Now I'm just intermittently feeding it. I'm getting a little bit of chatter out of this, trying to take any kind of depth. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit and see how that works. Get it up there a little bit. See if that helped or hurt. Well, what do you know, that helped. Oh, very nice finish. Okay, it stopped. Put on the brake here. Okay, you can see right here where I was going kind of slow, and you can see here the really nice finish I was getting, speeding it up. It's a learning experience. Okay, on to making this tool. Let me there it is right there. Okay, bye. Okay, I got a 220 grit silicon carbide belt on the miniature belt grinder, and here's the round nose tool. And I got it pretty dull just previously, but this does a great job of sharpening. And I got the belt moving very slow, and it just gets the thing really, really sharp. So we'll get back over here, turn it off. I think the belt grinder's great, but I definitely think a few strokes on a stone, a little bit of oil, get that on there, goes a long ways. I even do this to drill bits, you know. But I do cut some kind of tough stuff. How's that feel? Yeah, grabbing. Not so good on that side. I don't know why. Might have to grind it a little bit more on the belt grinder on the maybe so. I guess I really rounded it over. There, it's grabbing. Okay, we'll give that a shot. See if I can't get that tool in there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. Get that snugged in pretty good. Okay. We're gonna go, I'll run about 600. I'll have another look at this. I got this offset And I'm going to center drill it here, and I believe I got just enough. So we'll get that center drilled right off. Get it out. Okay, get that out of there. A little bit of wax on there. Here we are. Whoa. I almost had that a little close, didn't I? It's really good to have this supported. And a little more there. This is oil hardening drill rod, 1/2 inch. And I'm making some very simple I think I'm getting that drilled, but I'm really not. There, I think I got it. That's it. Get this retracted. Everything's a little bit slower on an axle, son. And that's okay. I don't have to be in a really big bad hurry either. Let's see. So you can look at the end here, and you can see I got a center within limits. So this is kind of a roughing operation. That might be a good place right there. Locked in, got it okay, now I'm comfortable. Get some wax on there, we'll start working it back and forth. So, we'll start right about in there. I'll feed in about 30 thou. I think I'm running about 600. A little more. The finest feed on this machine is just under 3 thousandths. And on something kind of delicate like this, I'm just doing a hand feed with it. That might be about long enough right there for this particular tool. So I'll dig it in and cut back. Oh, it's nice to have a sharp tool. That's so important. Well, anyway, that little belt grinder is my introduction into knife maker style belt grinders, and I think they're really nice for shop, and I'd like to get a big one, or the standard I guess is a 2x72. And I'll show you why on this little project here using that little grinder, which actually does a good job. Just working it back and forth. And this could be, we'll have a look at it when I get to the back to that end. Okay, I'm going to dig it in 10, 25, 30. So I'm thinking about a 15 thousandths depth cut on this offset piece with a 1/4 inch round nose high-speed steel tool. Again, that's 01 drill rod, 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to go just one more shot deeper. There we go, 25 thousandths. And I'm just easing this over with the hand feed because these old engine lathes have pretty coarse power feed. This one being 3 thousandths is the finest. Now the type of tool this is, I think this is just about right here. And I'm going to blend that shoulder in. A little bit. See if I can get it. Okay, we'll have a look at it. Now, you'd never guess that's a boring bar at this point. Wonder, what in the heck is that thing? See what we did there? I'm kind of thinking that's okay. Just like that for this one. Okay, I will be back with the next phase. Back here at the miniature belt grinder, and it works quite a bit better with a quality belt. And I've got a Norton ceramic aluminum cloth belt on there, and it's really pretty effective. We'll get it started here. I just put a new one on because they cut so fast, but they last quite a long time too. So I'm going to basically shape that boring bar, and took and removed a substantial excuse me, chunk out of it for clearance. So I'm going to start forming the land or the spot for to braze on a piece of carbide. So it's gonna be a right hand tool, so I'll grind down from this side. If it was the left hand tool, I would grind down from this side. Oh, let me demonstrate. So it's gonna be a right hand tool, and I'm gonna start shaping it. That's it, this side down, crank it up all the way. Okay, and here we go. Yep, that's it. Gotta get that belt more over to this side. Kind of get the belt overhanging that platen a little bit. I think I gotta just go ahead and grind it straight down for a little bit here. I think what I need is a little more belt tension, so we'll fix that real quick here. And to do that, I pull down on this, loosen that, right about in there, I guess. Yeah, that's quite a bit more tension. I don't think I had enough, and it wouldn't stay on. It kept pushing the belt around on the platen. It's a learning experience for me. This is, I'm not used to these knife type grinders, and they're wonderful. There we go, it's done. Now I'm going to tilt this down a couple of degrees here, and that'll give me some back clearance for the insert. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, I gotta go a little more than halfway through that. You see how it's taking shape there? Get this kind of cleaned up. Get over to this side a little bit. So I just start working it down, and I think you can see how quickly this little device works. I'm really considering getting a big one. Or a 2x72, I guess, right? Getting there. Okay, that's a little too much angle on that. I'm going to shape this a little bit. So you have to grind that down below center. So you put a piece of carbide on there, it will be on center. So I keep grinding them and working them. And here's one I did on the back side of this. This is kind of what it looks like when you start. Right, then you can work the bottom of the belt. See, and that's starting to look like a boring bore. And I'll cut it off, enough to go into the boring head. Now, you don't have to use oil hardening drill rod. I just like it because it's ground to size and it fits into the boring head. Just nice to work with tough stuff. But I found good salvage materials too at the salvage yard here. Half-inch size, pretty easy to find. But see, that's starting to look like a boring bore, actually, isn't it? And you got to give it some. So that initial cut on the lathe gives you your tool clearance, and so the carbide will overhang the land here for it. So we've got to grind that down a ways. And I grind this, I'll show you a little later when we put the carbide on here. But I grind this land for it wider. And that way I'm not struggling to keep the carbide on there when I'm brazing it. You'll get a nice smooth spot for that. It does. I like making these without doing any machine work on them at all. Yeah, see, that's just looking like a born bar more and more. Okay, we'll prepare some carbide and I'll be right back with that. All right, here selecting a piece of carbide. I've got new carbide right here. And everything's kind of thick for heavier. So I'm going to look for a piece of salvage carbide. See, I got all this here, used carbide. And I'm going to pick something out of there that's kind of already thin. Maybe one of these. An old style carbide triangular insert that was held with just a clamp. Remember those in chip breakers? Okay, we'll use that. It's pretty thin. I could use a cutoff tool too that goes into those thin blades. I'm making another. What's this one? That one is, oh, it's a threading insert. I'll have to grind on that quite a bit. I'll go over here to the shank of the tool here. So I got to put a piece of carbide on there. That's at about 45 degrees. Has about a 45-degree slant to it. Because of the way that Wohlhaupter UK4 cuts. And that's kind of hard to explain, the way the head moves. Most other, or all other angle cutting heads I've seen have a tilting mechanism and a slide, but the Wohlhaupter doesn't work that way. It uses proportional feed to cut angles. So the tool always stays square with the head instead of tilting. So you have to kind of think about that and make a tool that has the necessary angle in it to travel straight like that, and yet cut at an angle without loading up or bottoming out. Okay, so I've got this right on center here, so what I'm going to do is I have to grind this down a little bit more. Then I'm going to thin down this piece of carbide and shape it a little bit, then braze it on there. Okay, we'll be back with the shaping of it. Well, I'm going to grind some carbide here. We'll turn on the phase converter. It's that easy. Look out. Coming back around here. And I've got that old carbide insert, that triangle insert, in what is called an insert vise. It's a tiny little 1 inch or 1.5 inch vise. And it's got these step jaws built right in. If I get that up there. Step jaws are there. So I'm going to thin that. You see the triangle shape here. I'm going to be grinding clear across that and creating quite a bit of dust. So I'll get the vacuum going. That's very important with the carbide. It's extremely toxic. It really is. Okay, I think I'm locked in here good with everything. I can move you a little closer. Okay. All these little levers are true. Turn on that vacuum. Get the spindle going the right way. That's the wrong way. You can operate this machine from the front in 2 positions at the rear. There we go. Yeah, get this over here and get it touched off. I got a new belt on this, and I ended up getting it from Albino, and it was almost 200 bucks. But I tell you what, it's a modern belt, and I think probably about the best belt. Yeah, get it over here. I'm looking. I still got quite a ways, but it's kind of hard to determine. I get both hands on this wheel here and I can move it carefully. I'm going to back this off just slightly, get it over here a little bit. Don't want to bite it too hard, you know. That's biting it a little hard there. So I'm going to set this at 0. Been a while since it's set to 0. There it is. And I'm going to back it off, I think. No, that's not backing it off. Kind of get yourself in a pickle and you wonder which way is that thing turning. There we go. And we got clear across it. And to feed it correctly, let me read these dials. It's got those old-time dials, so sometimes hard to read. Okay, we'll see what this does. It's a grinding. Let me see if I can get this vacuum cleaner a little bit closer there. I can kind of smell that carbide a little too much. Really good to be careful with that stuff. I'm not kidding you. I think I got it good that time. And which way am I going here? $10, $20. I'm going this way. Yeah, I can see that dust going right in the vacuum real well. Not smelling it. Now this stuff, I've mentioned it before, it's like grinding rock or concrete more than like metal. Porcelain, something, you know. I don't think that's going to fly out of there. Oh, that's looking really nice. Thinning it down substantially. This is going to be a very simple boring bar. Getting kind of close to that steel vise, but I'm going to keep going a little bit. Try not to hit it. I'm going to call it good pretty quickly. It's really nice to have that vacuum work so efficiently. And it's just a household filter coin I found at the Goodwill here. You might take a look at the filter coin. It really does great with abrasive carbide. I don't think anything wet though. Nothing wet. And I have ground that down 40 thousandths here. That's like substantial. I don't know how much more I can go. No. Okay, I'm going to try just a little bit more here. See if I get a little better look from the side. Yeah, it looks like I got a good 10,000 signal. Okay, grinding the wide surface of that piece of carbide with a diamond cup wheel. Okay, I'm going to give it one more shot. Kind of quick. Just like that. A little bit rough because that side I am going to braze down. Okay, we'll come back. I'm going to trim this at another angle. Okay, now I'm going to take this carbide here. This a used triangular plain carbide insert from the days of yesteryear. And I got to put it in the side here. And I'm going to trim it back. Let me get this way down there. I got this old machinist type vise in the Cincinnati workhead. This vise has a 1-inch shank on the back and it's being held by a 5C collet that I have adapted this workhead for. Something like that looks pretty good to me, I think. I'm just going to cut it back quite a bit. It's a little too long. And I think this way, yep, got it going the right way right off. Vacuum. And how am I doing? I think okay there. I'm not sure. I think I need to lower the head just a little bit. Yeah, right about there. Okay. Let's see if I can reach over and loosen the stop. Give myself enough grinder in there. Okay. I'm turning about 5 thousandths at a time off this thin piece here. Maybe 10. Getting picked up really good by the vacuum. Probably a 1960s filter queen. I think they still make them. Okay, looking good. Keep going. You know, a little bit of carbide makes an awful lot of dust. This light should go a little further this way. Okay, here we go. Back in there. It just kind of like comes off like dust. A little bit of sparks in there because there's a little bit of ferrous stuff in there. The stuff is sintered carbide, so they like mix a bunch of powder up and press it into shapes and bake it. And I think it's got a lot of heavy metals in it. And I think the worst of them, they tell me, is cobalt. I could probably cut this quite a bit faster, but it seems pretty happy just doing this. That substantially shortened it. Okay. Now, if I'm not careful, I'm going to drop that right down that vacuum. Now, carbide can get kind of hot when you grind it. The vise acted like a good heat sink. Let's see if we can get that out of there. A much smaller triangle there. Okay, I'm gonna mark it with a pen and we'll cut the rest of it. Just got a little corner to knock off down. And keep going. Almost got it here. Just about. Losing my vacuum position here. There we go. Oh, I gotta tighten things. Hold on. Oh, we're just almost done. Okay, that should be plenty good enough. Okay. All right, got to the point where I'm ready to braze on this little piece of carbide here. And I've got it at an angle. This is kind of a special tool because that head cuts different than other heads. So I can cut a 45-degree bevel and have the clearances with that, see? So I'll grind away this part here, and I'll have a tool that'll be on track and should have the necessary clearances. That's an easy tool. Okay, so I'll braze that on, then we'll grind it to shape. Okay, now I never said I was any good at any type of welding. And the reason for that is there's just really good welders around here from the nuclear reservation. And as they like to say, they're the best welders in the world over there because they have to be. If you think about it, it's true, huh? Okay, I'm going to heat this up, and I'm just using brass. I've never had a problem. I'm going to switch hands here. I do believe I'm going to have to. Okay. We'll get that all heated up real good. Get it heated way back on the skinny part here. See, that's starting to get hot now. Okay, I almost knocked it off. I gotta go down this way and make sure that carbide gets hot. I'm real shaky, so that's a problem too. See how shaky I am? Oh. I think I just about got it in the right spot, but it's not hot enough. There we go. All I gotta do is get it on there and it'll wick in. Right on top here. There we go. Kind of move it around a little bit. And it's done. Shaky on me did it. I shouldn't have drank that cup of coffee, should I? That's looking good. I really believe that it, I don't know. Maybe I should. I'm just looking at the front here and I'm not sure about it. Let me make sure that it's flowed under. I believe it did. I'm not getting it on where it's supposed to be. It did. Okay. Okay, let that cool down. Do some more grinding. Okay, gonna put a grind on the top of the tool I just made, which is now in all tool Rolodex. And I'm going to take this dressing stick and touch up that diamond there. Make sure it's not loaded up with stuff. And we'll get back around here. And I think you can see from right there, I shined that up pretty good. Do I have anything? Hoping for some little bit of ink on that thing. So I'm going to put a 1 degree, 1.5 degrees back rake, and I've got it set up for on the top rake, and 2 degrees to the side. And my careful calculations, which aren't too hard to make, I got the carbide on center. So here we go. Gonna just start grinding that. I hope I'm not going too far on that. I probably am. Gonna bump into the there we are. Okay, hold on just for 1 minute. I didn't get the vacuum set up. I'll be right back. Well, unfortunately, I got unplugged grinding on the top of the tool here, so I wrecked that section of the video, so I'll pick it up. I'm grinding on the side here. Get all set up there. I think you can see okay. Let me roll that back. I'm going to put a little ink on her. Now this is the primary cutting edge. Now I think I explained what I was doing on the top, but don't worry, I'll be back with a lot more. Because I'm going to be making quite a few tools. Okay, that's done. So I'm going to be back in the rear position here, and we're going to grind that. Now normally I like to grind down on the edge into it. I'm grinding away from it, but I'm gonna finish it by hand anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'll have to show you this. I have to put the magnifying glasses on now. It's getting harder for me to see. But I can look around these things, and then when I really need to see, I get it right on. Okay. So I got a booster on the vision going here. I'm going to start cranking that in. Make sure everything's nice and tight. It's always good to like triple check things. Let's see. Now, oh, much better with the magnification. Okay, I'm going to give the actual cutting edge 12 degrees relief. And this will be for cutting external bevels. Looking at the tip of this thing. Sometimes I need to grind a little bit more into it. I got to bring that to a very sharp point. How am I doing on my deck? It might have slipped a little bit. I'm going to reach down and try to pull it over. Okay. I just got that held with baling wire. I'm thinking of making a more of a permanent pickup. Remember now, this is an old used carbide insert that I made this tool out of. Okay, that's good. I'm going to polish that a little bit. Got a little bit hot there too. Okay, I'm going to hand finish that. And let me loosen this. We'll have a look at the top. There we go. Okay, there's the sides with the clearance. I'll touch that up a bit, round it with that belt grinder. But there's the top there. And the sloped edge is the cutting edge. So I'll touch this up in the belt grinder, and we'll come back and we'll make a cut with this tool in the UK4 Wohlhaupter rotary taper milling head. Back soon. Alright, let's have a look at the cutter. You see the carbide on it right there. Okay, I'm looking for a good finish. I've been working on this 30-degree bevel here. And so to get that to happen, we're going to use the rod. I got the rod here, and we'll use the head as it was intended to be, with the rod anyway, but you can use your hand on here, and it's to an advantage. Okay, to initiate that feed, we have to disconnect this button. And connect that button. So I'll set you down right here, and you can kind of look up. So I gotta push this in and rotate that top collar. Oh, you know what? I have to find the spot. There it is. It clicked in. Now, I think I have to punch up a little further. Now, I'm going to feed it down. I'm going to give it let's give it a 6/1000. I can see the scale. I got to put a new battery in this, I think. Okay, on the jig board, you got to use this stop and feed the load the gear train against it. It's just kind of the way it is. There's one thing I forgot to do. And I don't know if this will do it. I think this one should be locked. So I'll lock it. And I'll grab that, I'll get a good coat of wax. I forgot I had you over there. I'm not forgetting you now. Okay, this kind of caliper you can leave around. This one you can to get chips in it. Okay, I'm going to engage it. And it clicked in. and we'll see if it wants to do that feed. It looks like everything's a go. I'll push the button, and I'll have my hand on the stop button too. Okay, here we go. There it's cutting. Hope you can see that okay, that cutting action. Okay, it's the cutting this outside tapers that's the biggest challenge. And I found I can get a little bit better finish if I take and feather it by intermittently grab it and reduce that standard feed of 2/1000 to half that. Get a little better deal there. Okay, now I'll disengage the clutch here so I can roll it around. Now we got this hooked in here and it's got a rapid return. So to do the rapid return, we have to disengage this button. That's disengaged. Then engage this button when it's on 0. And I marked it right there, makes it easier. Okay, now it's gonna return to the start. We'll watch it do that real quick here. Oh, gotta put it in back in gear. Here it is. Okay, now it's returning. So that's its automatic return. Okay, so to cut deeper, you have to feed it down deeper with the quill or another machine movement. That's how it works. Okay, thanks for watching that.